Hi everyone, welcome back to Bookish with Melissa
and Lonnie
and John.
Yay! Okay.
Today we have a very special guest. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Krista. I'm a third-year English major, minoring in human rights here at UC Davis.
Welcome.
Krista is a very special guest because she's an OG.
Yeah.
She's part of my origin story.
Me too.
Am I?
100%.
I mean, I would be honored to be a part
Yes,
of your
you
origin
were.
story. I am?
Okay, how about we talk about how we met?
Okay, let's do that.
I think that's interesting.
Freshman year, I was dorming with Lonnie. Well, she lived like right across the hall from me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the dorm bathroom brushing my teeth when she came up and started talking to me about English classes that she's taking. And she asked me, she goes, should I do English? And she was like worried about like what to do afterwards, everything. I was like, just be a lawyer.
Oh yeah,
Just
very
do law.
nonchalant.
Yeah.
It was like at night too or something like that.
It's like midnight in the dorms.
Midnight in the
brushing
dorms,
teeth.
like kind of, was it near the end of winter?
I think it was end of winter because we started taking classes in spring quarter.
Yeah. So it was halfway. I made up my mind, but I just need Krista to push me over the edge.
I said do it, full send.
Yeah.
When did we take ENL 40?
That was spring.
spring,
No,
freshman year.
it was fall of
No, I
sophomore. Oh, you took ENL 40 together, you guys did.
Yes.
You were.
I took
She was not in it.
110B with you. Was
That's
it
when I
110B?
first met you.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
crazy. I feel like I've known you since like freshman
The
year.
timeline,
sounds
everyone,
insane.
because Krista is a dear, dear friend to our hearts. The
Yes.
timeline is for me and Krista met in the fall of our freshman year. We were friends, you know, becoming like closer and closer, but then she convinced me to switch to English, to switch to the dark side.
I was missing English friends. I wanted friends.
100%. She was converting me. But either way, I ended up switching officially in the spring, which is when I took one class with. Wait,
Yeah.
I took ENL 40 in the winter.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking because I was like, it was kind
So
of.
I met Melissa first in 40,
Yeah.
and then we took
110.
I met her in 110B because
Yeah.
I came to you and then you were like, oh yeah, you're going to meet my other friend
We were
Melissa.
literally collecting English friends on the way.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
You're
are
like-
you an English major?
It's
Yeah.
like when you're playing like a game and you're a guild. you slowly
We're
collect
building a guild.
a maid, a hero, and like a knight. Yeah.
What would Krista be? A lawyer? We were talking about something. We're like, what if we started a publishing company? We have Krista, who's a lawyer, and
then
we have a
us
bunch of
who's
enthusiastic people.
That's all.
I was like, we are building too much on that right now. I was like, let the application go through in the fall, and then we could start making the lawyer jokes.
Well, how about we talk about why you're going on this path in the first place? Maybe like future plans.
Yeah, so I got into English in 8th grade with a teacher who like really focused on creative writing and was like, I want you guys to have as much fun as possible with English before you have to go do the stupid academic stuff. And I was like, nice. So I really enjoyed it. And then I was talking to my brother about it, he's 7 years older than me. So he was already in college, figuring out what he's doing. And I always knew I also kind of wanted to go down the lawyer path. And I was just like, I'm confused because I was like, I like writing, I like doing all this stuff. But the career path I want to do, I don't really see how it works. And he goes, oh, no, that totally works. And I was like, really? And he was just like, yeah. He goes, you need to be able to tell stories and convince people with your stories as a lawyer. So he goes, doing English and like specifically creative writing is like an amazing path to go down. So I was like, thank you for that. and I just took it and rolled with it.
Because when you told me, when we first met in 110B, you're like, oh yeah, I'm like trying to go to law school after. I was like, you can do that with an English major?
Yeah.
But like that makes a lot of sense. And it just, I mean, it shows how English kind of prepares you for not just like cookie cutter job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to go down like being an author, being a writer. If you're an English major, you can like be a lawyer.
No, I agree. Super applicable to real world. And that was a mouthful.
Yeah, and my dad was like really skeptical about it too because he was just like, English to law school, like I don't see that pipeline going easily. And then he spoke to a lawyer friend of his, and his lawyer friend was like, oh, like English is what you want to do because all you do is read and write. And so he was English professor
that
for
makes so much sense to me. I feel like Elle from what did Legally Blonde, like what
She
was
was
her
a
major?
fashion-
She was a
fashion
fashion
something,
major.
yeah.
I feel like you need like fundamental reading skills anyways, or like critical thinking skills to be a lawyer. So that makes complete sense to me. Like, what else would you have majored in? Philosophy, maybe?
Oh God, no. I could not do
Sorry.
it. No hate to philosophy.
No hate
it is
to philosophy.
not. It is just not my thing. I took a philosophy class.
Which one did you take? Oh,
I think it was like 1 or 2.
The first one? The
Yeah,
one where
it
it's
was
like, if A and B are true.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's like thing, and it was traumatizing for me just because I can't do philosophy.
okay. I feel the same way because I feel like people think they're synonymous, like English and philosophy. Yeah, we talk about some philosophical concepts, like you have to think about abstract, things like that.
Yeah.
But philosophy for me was just like I took Asian philosophy because I was like, ooh,
Confucianism.
yes, that part was interesting. But there was like at the very beginning of the quarter, the professor was like, is a chair if it's made up of single parts, and are those single parts a chair? I was like, I can't do this. So, but I took it. It was an experience.
Mine had, I think it also depends on the professor. Like my professor, personally, his teaching style was not for me. And then also our discussions, the TA was amazing, but like some of the answers to like the questions he was proposing was like out of this world insane. And I was like, how do you guys think of this? Because I'm like,
Do you think that they think we're too literal? Like they're like, they could have gone deeper with that. Because I feel like philosophy
that's the thing that's insane is because you have
like,
to go deeper with
Yeah,
English.
that's really, I think philosophy is almost like, it's so theoretical and stuff like that. I feel like the whole point of English is to base everything concretely in your text. But with philosophy, you're literally questioning like the substance
Like
that
reality.
you're working
Yeah.
with.
There's like the question, and then you have to answer, and then they question you again, and then they answer, and then you question. You have to like
I feel
answer
like
the question
that'd be
with
good
a
for
question.
law too, though.
No, it is good because I had I have another friend who's trying to go to law school, and she like Googled like majors, and one of them was philosophy. It was like one of the top things to do. But I was just like, I can't do it. I can't keep questioning things to like no extent.
That's okay because my calculus my high school calculus teacher, he told me and everyone else not to major in philosophy. He said, don't do it. He just said, don't.
I think it always just depends with what you want to go down with it, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I feel like you can make every major like work in a way that you want to do it. You just need to plan ahead, which is what kind of sucks 'cause not everybody knows like the kind of path they want to take after. So it's like they start getting like scared, lost, and that's the whole thing. Like I have like Jasmine, her roommate was like telling me how like she at first didn't know she was between like 2 different paths of going, and then like was like completely lost. And for me, I was like, I've known from like high school the kind of path I wanted to take, so that's why I was like, for me, I was just like, I didn't understand it, but then like I had to sit there and be like, no, this is a very scary thing, where it's like you're majoring into something that doesn't have a certain thing like right after the 4 years.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out what else you can do with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's scary. I had to get over that hurdle too.
No, because I think we were talking about in John and Nuna's episode that like life after college as an English major is very uncertain. It's like unstable almost if you don't have like, if you're not going to grad school or like law school or something like that. So.
Yeah, I think it has something to do. Nuna was like, you can do everything with it, which is scary.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
That's the thing too for us. It's like it's such a broad major. Like you could, while you're doing like your bachelor's degree, get some stuff in education and like start going into education and working with it, or law school or like everything. Like it is so open to possibilities that it's scary that it's like, what am I gonna focus on? What will I like to do for the rest of my life? Kind of a thing.
Yes.
I don't know. That's why I didn't want to be English major.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's why I came in wanting to do something with psych.
Yeah. Not good. Candidly, my mom the other day called me and she was like, in Vietnamese, she's like, what do you want me to tell like your aunties when they ask about you? Because I've been meeting a lot of like aunties that I never really knew about, like in different countries. And they'll ask my mom like, what's she studying? What is she gonna do? And then she says she doesn't even know like the name in Viet. Like she has no idea like what I'm trying to do. She's like, what do you even want me to tell them? Because I've been just saying that I don't even know what she's doing. And I just said, just keep doing that.
No, same thing. I don't even know how to say like publishing or like anything like that in Thai. So I was trying to explain to my grandma, and she's like, I still don't know what you study, but that's okay. I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
No, because
thanks.
that's how it is. Like, Middle Eastern family for me is
Yeah.
like, when I said I'm doing English, they're all like, huh? Like,
Oh, yeah.
doctor, lawyer. Like, they're like, what? And I was like, no, lawyer is still coming, just English first.
Yeah.
And then my grandma was like, we already have a lawyer in the family.
You should be a doctor.
She was like, go be a doctor. I was like, you have 7 other grandkids to push the doctor dream onto. I was like, let me. I was like, have 2 lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they're doing 2 separate things. Don't worry about it.
That's true.
So, what law would you be like interested in?
Right now, I'm thinking of entertainment law, just because I'm from LA and I want to stick in LA. And I mean, for me, my brain goes like entertainment is not solely, but like mainly in there, just because that's where a lot of things with entertainment, everything goes on. Eventually, it would be nice to go into publishing and like be a lawyer for like publishing companies, but we'll see what happens
Yeah,
with that.
you would have to know like law, I guess, too, like copyright law and stuff like that. So that makes sense.
And like that's the thing is like I feel like because when you're doing entertainment, it's all just like contract law and everything, so it all kind of just plays a role with each other. So it's like as long as you're like well versed with whatever contracts, whether copyright laws you need, like it's I want to say it should be a fairly easy transition, or at least it shouldn't be too difficult of a transition to go to.
This is why Krista was like the person to convince me, because she would talk about these things, and you sound so like sure of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not, you like have like a plan. Like, okay, like if this, I'm gonna do this first. That doesn't work out, or like I'm gonna slowly phase into this, and then you just like had like all these ideas, and that made me feel comforted.
Yeah, Krista, you're very like sure of yourself. Like
Yeah.
you're very like.
I'm a big fake it till you make it type of person. I'm gonna say this. It's fake it till
Real.
you make it. It's part of it. But also, I just feel like I was very thankful to have like a brother who was way older than me, who like already was so sure of himself and like knew what he was gonna do. And like I shared a lot of the same interests with him. So like he's the one that like I was like I think 8 years old when he was playing like Ace Attorney on his like iPad, and I like got really into that game too because of him. And so like that's what started getting me to think about. Oh, I was like I'm gonna be a lawyer, but like I'm like a 8-9-year-olds running around the house
That's so
doing
cute.
Yeah,
things.
that's cute.
And then he made it a reality, and then I was like, wait, I want to do this still, like go into it.
Are you gonna be a lawyer?
Honestly, I feel like I didn't even think about it. You know when you're like younger and you're argumentative and like all your relatives are like, you should be a lawyer because you know how to argue. Like, okay, everyone said that, but like, I don't know. It's definitely an option that I'm looking into because I remember you were talking about taking like the LSAT and art. Like that's, I feel like that's kind of like it's coming up
Yeah.
to a point where I'm like, I should probably know, but like.
It's scary because I'm gonna be honest. I kept saying like, oh, I'm gonna be a lawyer, and I fully put it off till like be like end of sophomore year. I was like, oh my god, wait, I'm like in the middle of college and I don't know what I need to do, like what the next steps are to go to grad school. So I called my brother up real quick and I was like, what'd you do? Did you do this? Did you do this? Where can I go to like register for this? And I was like calling him about. I'm like I put some stuff in the Amazon cart. Tell me which one to buy for like study books for the LSAT and everything. And he's like texting me all this stuff. So that's why I say like I'm very thankful to have somebody who's gone through the process and can go ahead and like tell me like help navigate. And like I try to do what I can. Like I have friends who are also trying to go to law school. So like any questions they have, like I either try my best to answer or like text my brother or call him up and be like, help answer this for us, kind of thing. So that it's like it's easier for everyone because it's scary.
Yeah, that's so nice.
You're comforting Melissa right now. So you know why? You're her person to text to now.
I mean, as you should.
No,
go ahead and text me.
Because, okay, I feel like this happens all the time. Every quarter, Lonnie and I will have a breakdown. And we'll spiral.
Not
well,
yet.
Not yet, but
we
every
were really
quarter.
good. We were really good
It's
winter.
too early
It
in the
only
quarter.
happened like twice.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, I don't know what I want to do. And I was like, me neither.
It happens when I'm stressed.
Yeah.
And then the immediate thing I start Googling is like job, growth development rate, or job openings, grad school admissions, and it'll be like an hour of that until I have to physically just stop myself, or else it's just gonna be spiraling.
No, because I had a full thing in like freshman year going like, okay, what if I like went into publishing, whatever, and again talking to my brother, and he went, oh, I have a friend, and connected me with her who was going through law school with him, and so I was like, oh, like you could still get your law degree and do publishing? And she was like, yeah. She goes, honestly, it's better. You get more pay. And I was like, so that's why I was like, everything starts getting put together and pieces start getting put together where it's like, oh, like these dreams that I want to eventually reach could happen. But like I could still do all of these steps and kind of have like that certainty in my future kind of set.
Yeah.
I think that's a move right now.
Yeah.
I think just having goals to happen. And then it comforts you, you know?
Exactly.
It's scary, but it's comforting.
Hey, isn't it exciting? I got really excited this quarter because I finally started liking the things I was doing. I got really excited, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is what it feels like to like want to work towards something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're just aimlessly drifting around for too long, I start to get restless. I start to be like,
You need something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And like that was my thing too, is just like, again, coming from like that Middle Eastern family who like my parents didn't go to college, everything, and so now I'm just like, what can I do? Not only to like for like the making them proud type of aspect, but like what can I do for me to make sure that like I can have as like good of a life and like give back to them than they've done to me.
Yeah.
So it's for me, I was like, yeah, like the law school, the pay is really nice, but it's like, I don't know. I also like I thought realistically for this, other than just like the dream aspect, I was just like, realistically, these are the like sets of skills I have, where it's like reading, writing. I was like, I like to argue, that is a big point. And then I was like, you know what, these skill sets would make for like a successful lawyer. And I was like, it's not that I don't enjoy being a lawyer, but like,
no,
it's
you're just
daunting.
you're like pragmatic about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know yourself.
So that's why, and I tell people this, where I'm like, I know the kind of lifestyle I eventually want to have, and I'm not the type of person who can just go aimlessly trying to just figure it out as I go type of a thing. I'm like a person who has to have a plan and set, go through it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We find a plan B, whatever. But like at least having like that main thing set up and going through it is just like how I have to deal with it. And then going like, I'm gonna do it. We'll do it. Don't worry about it. Oh.
No, yeah, you should have applause for that. The way you said it feels so like, no, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Like, no, yeah, that's like a really healthy, that's a really healthy mindset. But for me and Melissa,
I'm like, don't tell me I was starting the spiral right now.
it's too early.
It's too early.
But I was almost there. But like me and Melissa, what was something we said? We were just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like Melissa starts crying. Stop. And then I was like, shit, you're right. It's time to cry. It sounds so. The thing that I feel like college students and stuff like that need to learn the most is not like just crumbling at the first signs of like failure.
Yeah.
That's like the
That's
most.
something we've had to like do, and then
like steel yourself against failure, because I get really upset by it still, and which. In my head, it's like we're all in like a creative field, like no matter where you are, right? Like you're producing work that's entirely your own and stuff like that. So I feel like everything feels personal.
Yeah.
Like everything feels so personal, especially when it's something like even like law, like that's your ability to like advocate for a person or to like be like think like a step ahead or whatever. It just feels so personal because I feel like you're pouring so much of yourself into like your writing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I also learned, like, I like in creative writing, but I've been learning that I really just like editing more than writing my own work. So that's why I was like, I love being able to build a story, but I love making a story better. And that's why I'm
that's good too.
For me, like, I was like, okay, that also just limited my options too. And I only found that out just by going through the classes, doing everything and figuring it out.
No, yeah, that's important. I feel like that's what I'm slowly doing. You slowly just shed off things that you know you don't like until you get to something that you do like.
No, exactly. And like, that's what I also like, that's what I was telling like one of my friends who at first was trying to go to like med school. And she was like, I hate science. I hate this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I was like, okay, then I was like, let's figure out another way for you to find something you like and like try to get all your interests in. And she eventually started thinking about like medical malpractice.
Ooh.
And so I was like, yeah. And she was like, I was like, that's perfect. You're like combining the med side that you wanted, but you're using like the skill sets that you're more suited for. So I was like, I'm like, it's all about just like you're saying, like don't crumble at like the first signs of failure. Just like get back up and keep trying to figure out what you can do. And
You'd be a good advisor too. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm like eventually.
Like when you're like older and stuff like that, you want like a desk job, like advising.
I like apply back to UC Davis. I'm like, hey.
You should.
Dude, yeah.
Be an English advisor. Brandy.
You can be like Brandy.
Yeah, you could be Brandy.
I could try. I'll see, honestly. I'll see. It depends on...
She says we keep her young or something like that. Oh, who said that?
She said that.
She said
yeah.
that?
Yeah, she's like being surrounded by like university kids like makes her feel like the youthful energy.
I was going to be like dealing with the stress of college students.
Yeah, I was about
is
to say,
keeping her young.
I was just like, I don't know. If I had to encounter someone like me, I'd be like, oh my god.
Lonnie will call us and be like, oh, I have to go see Brandy. I went, didn't you see Brandy? I have to go see Brandy.
Yeah, like if she's in her office, I bet sometimes she's like, don't breathe. Like, you know, it's like, don't breathe, don't move.
When you knocked on the door and she opened it and she goes, how did you know I was here?
I just have a sixth sense for professors because I do that all the time. Where I just go like, I know. And then they go there and they're like, oh, hi. And in my head, I'm like, there's a light. It feels like there's light on the like.
But it's a closed door. It's a closed and locked door. And
No, my favorite is I went with her. I think I forgot which professor you were seeing, but it's the one right across from Dobbins.
Professor Worth?
Professor Worth. And like she went to go see Professor Worth and like Dobbins opened the door at that exact same time and was like, are you guys here for me? And we were like, no.
Because I always bother.
Yeah.
I literally would hop between like offices sometimes.
Yeah. No, sometimes I'd like check your location and you were in Voorhees for like 2 hours. I'm like, what have you been doing? I'm like, oh, she's probably just
Up
like
to no good.
office hopping, like seeing professors.
I'm like shocked Lonnie doesn't have her own office in Voorhees.
Yeah, honestly.
I can splitsies with Matthew Stratton. He has a really nice office.
It's so nice. He remodeled the floors,
Yeah.
repainted.
I don't think I've matched Stratton at all.
If I ever have an office, my one thing is that I want a foot hammock. This is very important for me.
I've seen
It's because
them.
we have short legs.
Yeah, 100%. I was sitting in
Can't relate.
Yeah, we know, Krista.
We know.
We
Krista's
know.
quite tall. But I was sitting on one of those higher tables, and then I was like kicking in the air, and I realized that I must have a footrest.
I saw them for like planes and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I heard
that's
you shouldn't
kinda
do it for
really-
planes, so because
not?
if you wiggle your feet, the person who you're hooking the
But
hammock on.
It's hooked around your like tray.
Yeah, but the tray is attached to the chair in front of you.
honestly, I say do it. The amount of times I've flown up and down and like somebody's just like going back against their chair and I'm like sitting and I'm like, oh, like hit me while you're at it, please. Like just go all the way back, why don't you?
But I can sleep through anything. I'm learning. I
Really?
literally could sleep like if you just lean me kind of against something, I will just sleep there.
I fall asleep really easily on like moving vehicles.
I thought you were gonna say in lecture halls.
But like moving vehicles, guys.
Me
when I was
too.
younger, and I would like ride on my uncle's motorbike. It's like a scooter. I would fall asleep on the motorbike. Like one time, I almost fell off, and he was like, "Okay, you need to like stop."
He's like, never mind.
I just like if it's moving and there's wind in my face, I'm out. That's
I
like
feel
Baby
that.
Melissa
I feel
was
that.
so cute though. She
was
showed me a
Yeah.
picture of him, and she's like such a cutie.
Did you see the one I posted?
I saw that one I posted. Lonnie, you're such a cute kid too.
Lonnie,
Oh,
Lonnie's grown out bowl cut.
Listen, wait. Anecdote. In kindergarten, my first love was this boy who had a matching bowl cut with me. And I was really obsessed about that. I was like, we have matching hair. We have matching hair.
Lonnie the Rizzler coming in with
No,
a
yeah,
matching
I liked him.
bowl
I liked
cut.
him because he gave me food. He would give me blueberries, and that was when I never ever tried a blueberry in my life. I was like 5, and all I had was like Asian fruits. You know what I'm saying? Like I tried mangosteen before I tried a blueberry. I guess.
love mangosteen. Mangosteen is my favorit fruit.
He gave
Fun
it to
fact.
me, and I was like, this is what love is. I was like, this is what love, I found it. And I was like, and we look the same.
Lonnie was like, can't believe I found my husband.
I was 100% that. I was like, we look the same. My friend, I looked like a little demon baby. That was when my bowl cut was growing out. My friend thought I was a boy in kindergarten. She was like, oh, I didn't want to be friends with you because I thought you were a boy. Because I would walk around with like a bowl cut, and I was a really angry kid all the time. So I'd be like this.
Can you imagine like the Angry Bird eyebrows? Like,
Yeah, I was like super round too. So like if you like pushed me, I would roll. I was really round. I'd roll and I would be so angry. I'd just be angry all the time. I don't know what made me so angry as
you're
a
like
kid.
an ankle biter.
Yeah, I was an ankle biter. I Such a demon baby.
What did I have? Oh, my embarrassing was the Dora haircut in 5th grade.
Oh my god, I had one
You had
too, and I had the bangs.
My thing was I was a chubby little kid with a Dora haircut, and first of all, we didn't even say we wanted that, and she just cut it too short. And I was like, I turned to my mom. I was like, can I please wear a plastic bag over my head? And she's like, no, are you crazy? I was like,
And you had brunette hair.
And
so
I had
it was
brunette
literally-
hair.
I
Oh my
was the same.
gosh.
literally, like, it was insane. Horrible time. Jasmine keeps trying to tell me to go platinum blonde. I refuse to go that far because I can't do platinum.
I've only known you with this hair color.
And this is the only way you're gonna
I've
know
only
me.
met you blonde, so
This
when
is
you
the
showed me your brunette hair, I thought it was your
shocked.
cousin.
It does not look like you
I
at
look
all.
like a different person with
Yeah.
my natural hair color, and I'm so thankful I don't
With
have
short
brunette.
hair, I literally look like an angry bird. Like, whenever I cut my hair kind of in like a wolf cut in the beginning of some year, and I looked at pictures, I'm the red angry bird. I'm just like round and like I look like a projectile. Like, I don't know what it is with me. I don't know what it is with me and hair, but it's
Okay.
very important.
Yeah, hair is
Hair
important.
is important. I'm like,
But since we went on tangent,
Oh,
before we close out, we like to do shout outs.
oh.
Yeah.
Like, shout out someone,
Do you have
something.
any shout outs or any hot takes?
Hot takes on the spot.
Shout out Colin Firth, you know? I like Colin Firth.
Like, are we, like, shout out anybody?
Anybody.
Anything, anybody. Like,
Anything.
shout out to that bathroom door that didn't close on me. You know what I'm saying?
Also, shout out to the second floor of Voorhees women's bathroom because I got played. I opened the door. There's 2 more doors
Yeah.
and both are
Yeah.
locked. So I'm like,
Oh, they were locked?
They were both locked. I was like, okay, no bathroom for me, I guess. But
It's a nice bathroom though.
it is.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I gotta come back when it's not locked. Check it out.
They locked the bathrooms?
I guess. I don't know. I tried opening and both were locked.
What time?
Did you push or pull?
10 minutes ago. Not 10 minutes
Oh,
ago. Whenever, like, 10
Lonnie
minutes
was
before
just
coming
in there.
Don't expose me.
here. How did it open for you and not for me? Unless I'm just weak and I just couldn't open it. I don't
Oh,
know.
Okay.
Okay.
Shout out. Just shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out you guys for doing this podcast. Oh my
Thank you,
God.
Krista.
They told me about it last year when they like applied for it, and I was like, "This is amazing." I was at the award show when you guys won the award, so I was like, "Can't wait to watch this."
Thank you. Thank you,
you.
donors. Thank you,
Thank you,
Oh
faculty.
yeah, yeah. Shout out John for
Yeah.
helping with all the tech stuff and getting the podcast
John's the
going.
backbone of this
John
show.
is the backbone.
He's the heart of it.
We love
He
John.
also his appearance will change like frequently, so
Yeah.
you'll just never know what he looks like.
Yeah, John right now has platinum, like, blonde, but he's gonna dye it blue soon.
He has like
So,
really
yeah.
vivid blue contacts in.
Mhm.
He's wearing
He's wearing Birkins. And what are those, John? Pink whale socks
from the wait,
from Typo?
from the pink whale that like the kids always wore. The
What?
pink whale,
I think we had 2 different childhoods.
vintage.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Vineyard?
about.
Vineyard?
Yeah.
We had 2
Yeah.
different childhoods.
Oh,
It's okay.
I see
One
how
more
it
shout
is.
out. One more shout out.
One more shout out. Anyone? This is like too
literally
much.
like a celebrity you're
You
obsessed
can
with.
do
Oh.
anything. It could just
A
be a thing. You
professor.
could be like shout out juice boxes.
Shout out Safeway's chili
Ooh.
from the Switch Select. That thing
Ooh.
has been keeping me alive for the last few
We were
weeks.
talking about
We were
this.
talking about this.
Supermarket soups are actually kind of
They're
Delicious.
so
Yeah.
good.
Because
Oh
we
my
talked about
God.
that, I went to go buy Safeway tomato soup.
Period. I love it.
Yeah.
The tomato soup is good. The chili is really good. I'm like putting that chili on, and I swear to God, if I go back to Safeway and there's no chili,
riot.
riot.
When I go
riot.
back to Safeway, there's no chili. I know who took it.
Okay.
Lonnie and I have an obsession with the shout out Safeway coupons. Shout out the Safeway
No one
couponing.
else uses the
No one gets it like we
yeah.
do.
And you can save so much money.
I saved $15 on my last shopping
$1.49
spree.
strawberries.
Yeah.
Okay,
If
anyway.
you're a student, also.
Oh, I
Yeah.
just learned about that like the other day, so now I need
You need to get
figure
the
that
card.
out. There's a card?
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
card that you scan.
I gotta get the card.
Yeah, this is an information thing for everyone else also.
I'm like tips when you're living in Davis.
Yeah, get a university Safeway card.
Save 5% on your next purchase.
Yeah.
Anyways,
We're closing now.
thank you so much for coming on
Yeah, thank you for
and talking with
having me.
us.
See you next episode.
Yeah, see, you're gonna be a regular. Just
Here, I'm
forewarning
happy
you.
to be here.
Yeah, Chris, this is the first time Krista's on the show, but we see her basically every day.
Yeah. Yeah. We call it, whenever we're apart, we call it separation anxiety.
Yeah.
We call it. That's what it is.
It's like codependency.
But yeah, it's a codependency. We haven't been diagnosed, but it's
what is it
separation
like
anxiety.
when I'm really nervous without you guys and I just want to like see you guys every single day, and like when I call you right after like we leave and stuff like that. Like you guys go home, then I call you. What is that called?
What is it when I panic when I don't see you guys in any of my classes and I get like the shakes?
That's me. I like don't talk to anyone when I'm alone. I'm like I don't have Melissa and Lonnie with me. It's sad.
Okay. Anyways, thank you again for coming on. Do you want to close out with us?
Sure.
So basically, on the count of 3, we say, stay bookish.
Let's do it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Stay bookish.
Okay, bye.